Welcome everybody to What's the 411? This is the place that brings you news, observation, interpretation, and news commentary. Let's get it. Welcome back to What's the 411 News. And today we have a Nigerian woman who was busting shots inside a Dallas Love Field airport. All right. What's going on with the Nigerians? We did a story where a Nigerian man was responsible for a Black American woman being missing. And we're going to be doing follow-ups on that and find out if there's been any progress in that case. But today we're talking about a Nigerian woman who was busting shots inside the Dallas Love Field airport. All right, so let's check it out and find out what's really going on. All right, let's take a look. All right, woman, 37, and notice how they didn't say which type of woman. Didn't say black or white. Didn't say Nigerian, Jamaican, American. It's kind of interesting how they title these things. But a woman, 37, who fired shots at the ceiling at Dallas Love Field Airport is pictured. All right. Said she was a bank robber as well, who sparked terror at Dallas Love Field Airport by opening fire at baggage check-in area and sending passengers diving for cover. All right. Portia Odufua, 37, fired multiple shots into the air in the baggage check-in area of the airport. Terrified passengers were seen hiding under chairs amid the airport chaos. A police officer at the scene then engaged with the female shooter, injuring her. She was taken to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where she remains following the active shooting. The suspect was the only person injured in the shooting at the airport, police confirmed. The Federal Aviation Administration has grounded, at that time when this occurred, grounded all the flights at that airport in Texas. All right, while police continue their investigation. All right. So again, Portia Odufua, 37 years old. Excuse me there. 37 years old. Opened fire opened fire and shot several rounds, of a handgun just before 11 a.m. this morning. That was on the 25th. As terrified passengers hid under chairs and were evacuated amid the active shooting. Shortly after opening fire, a police officer at the scene confronted the woman, shooting and injuring her. She was taken to Parkland Memorial Hospital. All right. Dallas Chief of Police Eddie Garcia said that the 37-year-old woman, later identified as Odufua, went into the restroom at the airport before emerging with a gun and firing most of the shots at the ceiling. They say most of the shots. So it was some shots she didn't fire in the ceiling. According to reports, Odufua was previously known to authorities as being arrested for robbing a bank in Wiley, Texas in 2019. All right. She's pictured here. That's what she looks like. Okay. Again, she was in a bank robbery. She was arrested in a bank robbery in Wiley, Texas in 2019. And there you go. Some people at the airport kind of ducking and watching. Police and the FBI are investigating after a shooter fired into the air in the baggage check-in area of the airport. And then you have some more pictures there. Passengers were seen ducking down to the ground after the woman, 37-year-old Nigerian woman, opened fire at the airport and shot at the ceiling multiple times. All flights were grounded and those waiting to land have been redirected following the active shooting. All right. The only person injured was the suspect. They confirmed that the terminal is secure at the time. At that time, it's not yet known what her motivation was. The shooter was taken into custody before being taken to the hospital. One witness, Kobe James, said Odufua made an announcement about her husband cheating before she took out the gun and fired around 12 shots. aiming at the ceiling. He said everyone scattered after she pulled the trigger near the ticket desk at the airport. All flights inbound to Dallas Love are currently, or at that time, were currently being held at their departure location. Flights that have already landed are not yet preceding the gates. Excuse me. Max Guerin, the chief of police in Rockwall, was at the airport at the time and told his followers that he was evacuated following the shooting. He praised Transportation Security Administration, also known as TSA, for doing a great job. All right. There goes, looks like a chief there. Might be the chief there. Okay. Dallas Chief Police Eddie Garcia confirmed the details of the shooting at press conference. He wrote, just got evacuated out of the Love Field after an apparent shooting. Family is safe. TSA did a great job. One witness posting a video of the chaotic scene on social media wrote, "What just happened? A group of people were running and yelling, 'Run!' and we all immediately took cover. Nothing has been communicated to us. Everything seems to be calm now. It was most certainly a scary experience for all." Another witness said shots were fired in the air. People began to take cover and run. Within minutes, Dallas PD handled the situation. I don't believe anyone, but the shooter was injured. All right. So there you have it. That was the situation with this Nigerian woman, Portia Odufuwa. I believe that's how you pronounce the name. So what do you guys think about this? Leave some comments below. Let us know what you think about what happened with this, what was up with this Nigerian woman kind of yelling out her husband was cheating. Kind of interesting. Another part of this is when I read at the end of this where one of the witnesses was said they heard somebody say run. Instead of saying run, how about say gun? Maybe when people hear the word gun, maybe yell gun a few times. That'll keep people to start being aware and taking cover. All right. Before we get out of here, there is also somebody who tweeted something very interesting. All right. And I want you guys to take a look at this. Okay. We're going to break this down real quick. Okay. All right. There's some guy on Twitter who has a Haitian flag, as you see in this tweet. Dewan Louvier, Coach Lou is his name for short here. This is what he put on his tweet. "We as a society failed Portia Odufuwa, shooter at Dallas airport. This lady clearly had a terrible mental health break and apparently not her first one, yet she had a gun and no family members of hers aided." And then I think it's supposed to go on and says, "We as African Americans can do better," or something to that extent. This guy has since deleted his tweet, but as I think it's needed to be posted in this thing, because notice how he positioned and he phrased his wording. How does he know if this lady had a mental breakdown? And he said it was apparently not her first one. So you saying when she robbed the bank, she had a mental breakdown as well at this bank when this Nigerian woman did this? Then he wanted to add in African American. Well, that will kind of signal to mean like Black Americans, right? And not necessarily Black immigrants, as if Black Americans have to get on board with what a Nigerian woman did, right? And again, like I said, he has a Haitian flag. This goes to show kind of how Black immigrants kind of think and kind of will kind of crowbar Black Americans into certain arguments and things, as if all Black people or Black Americans need to help her out or get on board and helping this being fixed. No, I would have to say it needs to be Nigerian people, or if he thinks him having a Haitian flag, it's assumed he is a Haitian guy. If he wants to jump in as a Black immigrant helping another Black immigrant, I guess he can do so. All right. This is another way to make it, to give a public the perception that it's just Black people. So what it'll look like is that other people from other countries will hear this Black Americans, y'all stay away from Black Americans. And they'll think an incident like this shooting here where Portia did this, it'll just be phrased as you've seen in the article, it was phrased as a woman and didn't even want to say Black, white, or otherwise. Didn't want to even announce that she was Nigerian or some other Black immigrant. So be leery, be mindful of these little tricks, these little nuances in between the lines, and how the news puts out their titles and their headings. Very deceptive, and it'll make you think one thing about one group when that's not even the truth. All right. So I want y'all to pay attention to stuff like that. Anyway, again, leave a comment below and let us know what you think about the story. Let us know what you think about this commentary I gave. All right. Be sure to show your support by subscribing to this channel, whether you're on YouTube watching it, Facebook. We have a channel on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also, you can go to buymeacoffee.com. All right. We're going to put these locations to where you can watch and listen to us here. You can watch us on Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. buymeacoffee.com/blogworldinternational. All the locations are on the screen at the bottom of the screen. You can also listen to us as well. And you can listen to us on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, the podcast app. I think we are on Himalaya. Pretty much anywhere you can listen to a podcast, we are also on there as well. What's the 411 or What's the 411 News? All right. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. And, we'll be back again. This is What's the 411 News. And we out of here. Peace. Welcome, everybody, to What's the 411? This is the place that brings you news, observation, interpretation, and news commentary. Let's get it.